is one of those days. I can turn this a little bit here. Get myself situated. Yay! Welcome, welcome to this day's live. Sometimes I like to say the Rochelle Show, because that's really what we are. As I mentioned Tuesday, it's my show, my life. Just as your life is your show, and you're here to step into all that you are and fully expand in that space and be the fullest expression of you. Hello again, my name is Rochelle Richard, and I believe I said my name, I'm not sure. I am the founder and self-love empowerment coach here at Empowerment Experiences, where we are looking for and finding our power all along this, which is each our own self-love empowerment journey. And for those of us on twin flame journeys, I assure you, if you don't already know, that a twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey on steroids. Just saying. All right. With that, I'm going to take a quick little moment here and share my video. That's funny. When I logged on here, it didn't give me that notification, but on here it did. Okay, this is where I'm going. Channel. There I am live. Ooh, I got another subscriber. That's exciting. All right, sharing this link into the Goddess Tribe. Let's see here. And live for day 16. Paste. There it is. Okay, there we are. Now we are live. Woo! So Tuesday we were talking about embodying that true goddess within, allowing her to be fully expressed. But first you gotta get clear on who you are, who is that goddess within you. And so that was what we talked about Tuesday. Today, for day 16 of this challenge, we are talking about creating the boundless life, creating a boundless vision for a boundless life. And I want to share with you real briefly where that boundless life space comes from for me. So years ago, when I finally got out of the prostitution business, I did so because I was arrested for the last time, okay? And that journey required me to do customer service. Woo! Wakey, Rochelle. That required me to do community service, not customer service. Community service. All right, and from that, you get to choose what kind of community service you want to do. And I chose working with kitties, working with a kitty rescue at the time. And it was, of course, as everything is, it was divinely guided. Because, I did start to work with the kitty rescue. And after about a year and a half to 2 years when I was in it, I'd already fulfilled my obligation, got that signed off, and of course I stayed with the rescue. I ended up becoming a foster for a while, and the kind of foster that I became was because of those little 4 kittens. There were 4, and there's way more to the story, but I'm going to do my best to, again, keep it a little shorter here. I had those babies, and I had those babies in my care for several weeks, and when we're fosters, we're the ones who facilitate them being spayed and neutered and getting their shots and tested and everything at the vet before they're then cleared for adoption. And now listen, these foursome, I had been on the fence about becoming a foster with the rescue because I love animals, right? And especially when they're little kittens. Oh my God, right? We're like kittens and puppies and babies. Oh my, right? We just go crazy for those things. Hello, Goddess Mona. Hello, Goddess Sybil. We're talking about a boundless life and where boundless life comes from. I have to share the story behind the quote that I'm going to be sharing with you here as well. And so I had actually, how I finally became a foster was I got a friend of mine at the time involved in being a bottle feeder foster. She just kind of felt like she didn't have much purpose and she wanted to do something. So I said, hey, we got all these babies that need to be fed every couple of hours. And she had taken in this litter of 4 that they were thought to still be bottle babies, but they didn't want the bottle anymore. They were ready. They were ready to live their life. And I walked into this friend's house at the time, and she had a box of itty bitties, we called them, the itty bitty kittens, in their little boxes and stuff, so that she could monitor and feed them and such. And then there was this foursome, and she told me, I'm already calling them the brat pack because they want to break out of their little confined area when as soon as all these itty bitties want me to sit and feed them. And the itty bitties can't really go very far, but this little brat pack, oh, they were all about living life to the greatest depth that they could. And we learned why later. Okay, so when I walked into her house, it was as though all those little kittens weren't even there. It was this group, this foursome, and I went straight. Even we would tell the story about how it was as though there was an invisible string. And this is how our soul journey is, right? With soulmates, even with karmics, there are things with the soul contracts. There are things that pull us together because of what we agreed to, because of what purpose this is going to serve in our lives, in our journey here. I mean, this was massive for me. So I walk over and oh my gosh, and I still have the picture. I have the picture of my little dude. That's what I called him. He was my little dude. Theodore Maxwell was what I named him. And I have the picture of him within 20 minutes of him on my lap, like he owned the joint, like he was all crossed, like chilling, like he was a little prince, right? And I ended up, they all fell asleep. And when I left, I was like, I reached out to the director. I said, I want these kittens. I want to foster. I want them because I want to keep 2 of them. We were allowed to only keep 2, right? Hoarding things, right? Had to keep that to a minimum. So I was, of course, I was easily cleared to be a foster. We just had to go through the proper channels, right? The make it, legit. And I went and picked up those babies the next morning. And to my friend at the time who had them, she said, thank God, because after you left and they woke up, Theodore especially, he was crying and he was running up and down the couch looking for you. So I brought the babies home. And then week after week after week, they're in my care. I'm loving for them. They're my babies. I mean, there's so much to this story. Finally, time came where they were going to have to be spayed, neutered, and tested, and then split up. 2 would go to be adopted, and I would keep the 2 that I had intended, which were Cleo and Theo. However, under my care, I learned that Cleo and Theo could not be kept because Munchkin Love, the little runt, she couldn't be separated from her brother. They had a bond. And I knew that. So I was going to have to choose Theo or Cleo because Theodore had to go with little Munchkin. He had to. He had to go with his little runt baby sister. I have a shadow box of him holding her, right? Or of her holding him and him holding her while they slept all the time. I have countless photos of that. They couldn't be separated. Well, the week came where the 3 bigger ones were going to go in to be spayed, neutered, and tested. And the little one was too little. They had to be a certain threshold of weight. And I get a phone call from the director of the rescue. Not from the vet, not from the clinic where I dropped the 3 babies off. And so for the director of the rescue to be calling me while these babies are at the vet being tested and spayed and neutered, it was definitely made my heart stop. So I pick up the phone and the first words were, "Are you sitting down?" I said, "Why?" Because I had gotten so attached to these babies. There was something so special about these babies. And I've been a kitten, a farm girl my whole life. But this foursome, there was something so uniquely divine for me about these babies. Well, they were diagnosed feline leukemia virus positive. All three of them tested positive, and therefore we presumed for the fourth one to also have it, who was there with me at the time. With that, things played out that morning that I then intuitively asked, why can't they just stay with me then? Why can't they all stay together and stay with me? And I got to actually keep all of them. I got to keep them until they transitioned from this world at 9 and 10 months of age. That was all the longer they were here, but that was, they did so much while they were. And they're still always talking to me. The day that Cleopatra Davy, that was she. The day that she transitioned, because she's the only one who got sick. That was the day that this quote came to me. Because she was all about, again, filling every moment she could with as much life and love as she could. That was Cleopatra. So the quote is this: only the width of a lifetime can know bounds, whereas the depth of a life is boundless. So you see, a lifetime gets measured. There's a limit to it, to the length of it, to the width of this. Whereas the depth in each moment that you can fill along that journey of your life is boundless. There are no limits to how much you can fill in each moment, how much love, how much joy, how much abundance, how much compassion, how much divinity do you want to bring into this world. And that is what today's day of the challenge is about, is that boundless life. How full are you going to fill your life, Goddess? How amazing are you going to make the moments that you have here, that you have left here? How amazing are you going to choose to make them? And that's what today's about. No matter what your counterpart is doing or ever does or doesn't do, this journey is about you. Your life is your life. And only you can live it. Only you can design it. Only you can create it. And you, as the divine feminine goddess rising into her motherfucking power, are the one that gets to choose what this is for you. Only you get to do that. Only you. Okay? So that is where we are for today. There are journaling questions. Let me see, where's my little email? Forgot that I had to connect it to Wi-Fi here. Power of boundless visions, creating a boundless life. So, really simply, if you knew there were no limits, what would you create? What would you create? You have a blank piece of paper. You're not given a coloring book with lines drawn on it. You're given a blank canvas for your life. Every morning you're given a fresh one to add to the mosaic of your life. And then your mosaic of your life then is a part of the massive, incredible, glorious, wondrous tapestry of humanity's life. The whole existence. That's your contribution. That's your legacy. So what indelible mark are you going to leave here? What expression of yourself are you going to bring into this world? How boundless are you going to allow your life to be moving forward? Because it is up to you. And even I, sitting here before you right now, needed to hear these words coming out of my mouth. Remember, I say this so often, that the words that come through me and from me they're for, my ears are right here to hear as well. They're for all of us divine feminines rising on our journey into our power so that we can create the change that we've come to create here by being the change that we require in our own lives. First, because then that creates this ripple effect. So as you're creating this boundless life for yourself, you're inspiring those around you the same. Think about these people that you admire. Even me, like I still have moments, believe me, I have a lot of moments where it's like, wow, I'm really having that impact. I'm really having that influence. You know, it's like, I'm grateful I don't have to worry about becoming egotistical like that, right? It's like, wow. I mean, I remember the first time I really shared my story in a local Facebook group here in the Phoenix Valley, and there was so much love that I was bawling, I was shaking, I was trembling. And my coach at the time, she was thankfully more of an energy coach, so she fully understood what was coming at me, what was happening. And she says to me, she's like, you have to just breathe through it, just surrender through it, breathe through it, because you are experiencing an influx of love at the capacity that you have never experienced before in your life. And I was like, and it made perfect fucking sense. Because you see, when we're not used to allowing things to come to us, love, abundance, relationships, whatever it is you desire, then what you desire isn't going to come. And it's also going to create a reaction within you because it's unfamiliar. It's a new space. It's a new place for you to be. And this is why the order of this challenge, why this one's going to be one of the very last ones you're doing here, is first it's connecting with you and allowing yourself to receive, allowing yourself to give to yourself, so you do practice receiving. Because if you haven't been doing all of these other days and up until now, then you're going to find it challenging to really allow yourself to expand into this vision, this boundless vision, to really let these things come through from the deeper parts of you, your true self, that is like a faint echo, right? Like, hello, 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 that's been buried inside of you, that goddess within you that's saying, this is where we're going. This is what we really want. And then aligning yourself with that, so you keep stepping into that version of yourself that you were talking about and designing and realizing who you were on Tuesday. Goddess Mona says, this kind of shaking, I know, right? It's this whole, it's just this whole influx of energy. And the same but different happens with the fugly shower cry, like we talk about, right? When your body, your vessel is assisting, your soul is assisting with the breaking loose of well, funny, not funny, but like calcium buildup in the shower, right? Because we have the hardest water out here in the valley, in my suburb, in Gilbert, and all this buildup, right? So that's what's happening, is all this calcification of things, and it's being built up. But in a different way, when it's that influx of that love and that beautiful energies, you're going to, because you're being expanded in that moment. You're being stretched. You have all of this amazing divine love and energy just flowing through you and from you. And you're just, it's almost, but never almost more than you can stand, but never more than you can stand. And this is what this expansion journey is all about, is that the more you expand, the more you can contain, the more you can have flow through you and from you out into this world, the bigger beacon that you have, that bat signal, like I've talked about with your divine masculine, but that bat signal gets so much brighter and stronger and more powerful. But that light, because that's what that is, that light is the same light that guides those who are following you, your example. You, goddess, is the leader that you are in your experience. And this is why it is so important for you to learn to be healthy, selfish, to focus on you and what you're creating and who you are and what you're about and how you show up in the world, how you love yourself, how you treat yourself, how you take care of yourself, because you are setting an example for all of those who are watching you that you may not know are watching you, but they are. So the only person you really truly have to give the majority of your attention to is you. Yet I know on the twin flame journey, I'm here to tell you from firsthand experience on that aspect of the twin flame journey, of the constant, where you're first immersed in that, is that it does get easier. It does get easier to allow for him to be where he is while you are focusing on where you are. Do I still have moments of missing him? Of course, I'm human. I might be a soul having a human experience, but that's the point, is I'm still experiencing my humanness right with you. But then it's so much easier for me to remind myself that, Rochelle, he's doing the work just like you. You know, if you're healing this aspect of yourself and you're saying these things and you're feeling these things, that this is not just yours, that he's feeling the exact same way about his dreams and things in his life. Because for the both of us to have the dream that he and I had together be shattered, of traveling the world and being free and serving humanity as twin flames in union, empowering all of you, masculine and feminine, into your power, as we do, as we have done and continue to do, because remember, it's a perpetual going and growing journey. But to have all of that just seem to be shattered, but that was to help us be that much stronger in faith. Did I fall flat on my face? You better fucking believe it. Like my arm. Because for me, I mean, remember, former pimped out, drug addicted prostitute, a mother's mistake, all this trauma and wounding and extreme experiences that I've had in my life, you better believe there has been hella rage inside of me. You can imagine all the assaults, all the rapes, the gang rapes, the abuse, all of it. So you can imagine, again, to say the rage. There has been so much anger and pain that has been purged out of my vessel, even to this point, that it's really realizing that all of that has been, again, cleansing and clearing and creating space for what is expanding in its place. Because if shit's taking up space, if you continue to hold on to all of that anger and all of that blame and shame and guilt, that's why we have the forgiveness and all of these things that came before today. Is because now it's time to be expanding more and more into that which you have released, that space that you have created in yourself and in your life. Because a lot of this work in this challenge and that you're going to be doing on yourself, let me just tell you, sisters, last night I got home from my Whatever Wednesday, which is my love bug day, and my soul sister Jessica, and you know, she was on Tuesday morning. She was on my live, the spicy chicken. She's the spicy one. You know, we're the abundant bitches here, right? Our little thing we got going on. Which, go follow our Instagram. We're the abundant bitch. We only have one little post so far, but we're, let's just say, pots on the stove. It's on low. It'll be bubbling soon. It'll be bubbling. Anyway, but I got home last night, and this is what it is to really just follow your intuition in the moment. Don't question it. I got home and I looked in my garage, and I've been working so much to just declutter, because I intend to be downsizing my life into a schoolie. For my business, I would probably have a storage unit because of my creative kits and things like that. But for my life, my home, a school bus converted into a house. I'm so bad. Like, I don't want a mansion. I want to be a turtle. Thank you, Christy, for that. And there's a story behind who that is and what that's about. But I want to be a turtle. I want to have my house on my back, and wherever I go, I'm home, because that's true. Wherever you go, there you are. And when we can shift out of the mentality that home is right here, no, in this one place, no, home is wherever you are, wherever you decide to call home at. But last night, like I said, man, I looked in my garage, and there was just another section of it that I went, I'm doing that right now. And I stayed up until almost 2 o'clock this morning, and it looks fucking great, and it feels great. I got the trash out in time this morning and everything. It was awesome. Right? So this is a natural evolutionary progression, that as you do this work on yourself, as you clear, inspirations are going to come. You're going to just organically step into this vision for your life that you desire, this boundless life for yourself. You're going to be more and more easily, organically stepping into things where you're just like, and so maybe 6 months ago, whereas I wouldn't have been ready to get rid of this or that or this, last night I was like, donate, trash, gone. Listen, sisters, I gotta tell you, when I moved into this house, which this house is much smaller than my last house, which I live alone, that's my preference. I would live with my twin flame, but that's about it. It's a very different when you're in a relationship versus roommates. Yeah, I did been there, done that, and I don't do roommates. That year was not a good year. It was a great year for growth. Let's say that, growth and learning. But in this house, I had a full-size pod that had pretty much all my furniture. Then I had a 5x5 storage unit, a 5x10 storage unit, and I had to put my washer, dryer, and refrigerator in someone's garage. So I had that much crap. I have already less than half of that left, and it feels amazing. But having been clearing all of that out, that's how empowerment experiences and healing twin flames and all of these things have been so divinely guided into my life. So that's very much why it is so important for you to get clear on who you are, what's the vision that you desire for your life, and create it boundless. Anytime that nasty little ego wants to come in and go, well, how is that gonna happen? You tell her one of my favorite little things to say. None ya. That's none your business, bitch. All we got to do is create the vision and then allow ourselves to step into it. It is that simple. By getting into alignment, for allowing it to flow in, doing your part without controlling the whole thing. I mean, I get it. It's a perpetual journey. Again, a perpetual journey of stepping over here and recalibrate. Step up, recalibrate. Otherwise, if we stop being challenged, we stop growing. And if you are not growing, you are decaying. You are dying. You're slowly dying. And this is why it's so important to constantly be learning and taking in new stuff and such. So, Tuesday, embody, get clear on who that goddess is. Today, it's that goddess vision, that goddess life that you want to be living, that you desire to be living for yourself now. So that is day 16 for the Self-Love Empowerment Challenge, which comes to you automatically when you sign up to receive the Twin Flame Confirmation Checklist, because I promise you, sister, I know for certain that if you're looking to confirm that it's your twin flame, you're looking to feel empowered. Therefore, I encourage you to allow yourself to receive the empowerment in this 17-day self-love empowerment challenge that, yes, is fully sprinkled with twin flameness. However, again, a twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey on steroids. It is the journey about you, while at the same time being fully aware that there's another you that's over there gotta be doing his shit while you're doing yours. Right? Because you have to be focusing on you and where you are in your journey and what your point of attraction is, what vision you're creating, where you are in your mission, your passion, your purpose, all these things. It's about you following your bliss, you stepping into your goddess truth. And that's what I'm here to help you do. All right, with that, I will, of course, put the link all throughout all these platforms here so that you can be sure to be signed up and get the checklist, which I love when I get the emails about the rave reviews of, oh my God, I love your checklist. And I'm like, yay! That's just, and it's simply because I know what it is to be a newbie in this twin flame arena and to have so much conflicting information, so much disempowering information, that as a self-love empowerment coach, I said, no, this shit, I'm not doing this. Where is my power? And how can I guide other goddesses into finding their power in this space and place on this twin flame journey to break free of that twin flame trap of self-sabotage and perpetuating your own suffering? It's time to get out of that. And that, yeah, that's why I'm here. So with that, I thank you all so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. And just really quick, it's fine. My pretty kitty girl and I, we were playing, she plays rough. And it's a good thing that she's my child, because I understand, again, the mindset. So she was declawed before she ever came to me, and that because of how she was raised, she was then abandoned, and she was clearly traumatized to some other extent, that she very much reverted to biting. Back in high school, I declawed a cat. I didn't know any better. Back then, I was a teenager. I was in high school. And in order for me to have the cat in the house, I had to. So I did, but I never had this kind of experience until Chanel. So which tells me she experienced some other kinds of trauma before she became my child. She did. She didn't want to cuddle. She wanted very little to do with people. Now she's the complete opposite because of who I am, and allowed for her to be blossomed in my home all these years now. We were playing the other night, and we were working on what it is to play gently with her teeth, to play gently. And she didn't like that very much, I guess, and clamped down on my arm and actually drew blood. So that's what this is. And of course, you know, some people who don't, actually it was my OG soul sister who's known me for 20 years. She's like, oh my God, you better clean it really well. Oh my God. And she starts freaking out. I'm like, stop, get out of the fear energy. This is not my first time being bit by a cat. Not my first rodeo. I'm very well aware, and I have been scratched and bit by cats and kittens my whole fucking life. So I do have I have what's called an immune system. I know it's grossly disregarded these days, but I do. I have a very strong immune system, and I did, do the cleansing and clearing. It's just the tendon and the muscle that got irritated. So it's and then I worked out yesterday, so doing rows and dumbbells, and probably not the best idea, but I got my workout. Ouch. See, that hurt. So yeah, the muscle's just a little tender from that. That said, I'm all well and good. I'm all good. It's all good. No infection. Everything's good. And all essential oils. I do all natural. I don't do the BP, the big pharma. Anyway, I digress. With that, thank you all so much for joining me today. And remember, only the width of your lifetime can know bounds. Stop worrying about how long you have, how much time you have. Oh, I don't have enough time. I'm too old. Stop with that shit. Anything rooted in the ego limitation of time, because it is the depth of your life. In every moment, how deep you live every moment, that makes your life boundless. So it's time to shift perspectives. No more looking at it this way. We're looking at it this way. Go big or go home, bitches. Okay. All right. With that, I will see you all back here. I will not be live tomorrow morning. I have a business collaboration that I'm meeting with, so I will not be able to be live. I will be going live for you all on Saturday morning, though, here. And it will be, my intention is 10 a.m. I was a few minutes late this morning. Well, late, but right on time, right? So, and we will talk about day 17, the very last day, which is actually one of my all-time favorite days, just because this is something that could be very challenging for so many of us, right? Especially as you're stepping into this goddess self, you're creating this goddess vision and everything else. Well, what could be after that? The boundaries you fucking need to get there because of all the shit that's going to come your way on your way. All right. With that, goddess, I will see you back here Saturday morning. And remember, I'm here for you. My group program, I need to talk about it more. I'm working on it. I've been talking about this challenge so much because I really want to get you started with a foundation on what it is like to work with me. And then we go into our group. I love my Empowered with Rochelle group. I've relaunched it in the sense of it being an all-access pass where it now includes all my video courses. It includes all group sessions, all the live sessions, from manifesting moon rituals to we're going to be doing vision board experiences online. I have an entire process, which is actually where Empowerment Experiences started several years ago. And then we have, I'm actually moving the majority of the goddess parties to inside the EWR container. So those aren't going to be free and so open in the public anymore. Again, it's just really honoring my value, my worth, and what I bring to this world. Because if I'm not doing that, how can I expect you to do that, right? Lead by example. All right. With that, goddess, I will see you back here Saturday. Remember, my inbox does have an open heart policy. So please, if you have any questions of how to work with me, how to get unstuck and find where your power is so you can be moving forward in your life, I am definitely here for you. I do still also take a couple one-on-one sessions a month. You can book one of those, either a 30-minute or a 75-minute session at iamempowered.as.me. That, again, that is iamempowered.as.me. And you better believe that link was totally divinely guided. I use Acuity scheduling. So their little .as, that's what that means. .as is for Acuity scheduling. .me, and that's the personalized link that we get to create. .me. So I chose I am empowered, and I was like, oh, everybody gets to type in I am empowered.as.me, because it's the truth. You are fully empowered when you are showing up fully in your power as you. All right, with that, goddess, again, I'm out. I will see you all back here Saturday or in my inbox on Instagram, on my other videos on YouTube. I'm around. All right. Remember, Goddess, the power to create, to align, to step into this boundless life, this limitless vision. The power is in your hands because it has always, always been inside you. Namaste.